Slow loris. Look at this little guy. Giant round eyes, tiny grabby hands, moves in slow motion like it's permanently relaxed. The internet is obsessed with them. There are entire videos of people tickling slow lorises while they raise their arms in the air. Adorable, right? Yeah, about that arm-raising thing. When a slow loris lifts its arms, people think, "Aw, it wants a hug." It does not want a hug. It's reaching for the glands in its armpits, because the slow loris is the only venomous primate on Earth, and it's literally arming itself. It licks those glands, mixes the secretion with its saliva, and now its bite is venomous. One chomp can cause flesh to rot around the wound, trigger anaphylactic shock, and in some cases, kill a human. So those viral tickle videos? The raised arms aren't joy. That's a terrified animal going into full defense mode, getting ready to poison whatever's touching it. We turned a venom warning into a meme. Cute face, teddy bear energy, venom in its elbows. Honestly, respect. If something tickled me, I'd want poison armpits too. And it only gets worse from here. Blue-ringed octopus. Next up, something genuinely beautiful. The blue-ringed octopus. It's tiny, small enough to sit in the palm of your hand, and covered in these glowing electric blue rings. People see it in a tide pool and immediately think, "Ooh, pretty," and reach out to touch it. That's the last good decision they make. Those gorgeous blue rings? They're not decoration. They only light up when the octopus is stressed and about to attack. It's not showing off, it's the warning label. And we as a species keep reading the warning label and going, "Cute." Here's the math. One blue-ringed octopus carries enough venom to kill around 26 adult humans within minutes. Its bite is often painless, so victims don't even realize they've been bitten until their body starts shutting down. Paralysis spreads, breathing stops, and you stay fully conscious the whole time. And the best part? There is no antivenom. None. The only treatment is hours of artificial respiration until the toxin wears off. So yeah, palm-sized, glows like a nightlight, politely paralyzes you to death. Nature really said, make it adorable and impossible to cure. It gets stranger. Cone snail. Picture a seashell, the kind you'd pick up on a beach, admire, maybe take home for the shelf. Beautiful patterns, smooth and glossy, totally harmless looking. This is the cone snail, specifically Conus geographus, the geography cone. And it has a nickname, the cigarette snail. Why? Because supposedly, after it stings you, you have just enough time to smoke one cigarette before you die. Dark, but the marketing department of nature really nailed it. Here's how it works. That pretty shell hides a snail with a tiny harpoon, a hollow, dagger-like tooth it fires out at lightning speed. It loads that harpoon with venom and shoots it into its prey, or into the hand of whoever just picked it up to admire the pattern. The venom is a cocktail of hundreds of toxins that shut down your nervous system. And like our last friend, no antivenom. The only treatment is keeping you alive on machines until it passes. The worst part? It's so beautiful that collectors actively hunt for these shells. People have died reaching into buckets of souvenirs. A snail, a literal snail, moving in slow motion, killing people who think it's decor. And the next one's even smaller. Poison dart frog. Now let's talk about something the size of your thumbnail. The poison dart frog. These little guys come in the most ridiculous colors. Electric yellow, neon blue, bright orange. They look like someone designed a video game character and forgot to tone it down. And just like with our glowing octopus, those colors are not for fashion. In nature, screaming bright colors mean one thing: eat me and you'll regret it. It's called aposematism, basically a tiny animal wearing a billboard that says, "I am a terrible idea." The golden poison frog is the headliner. One frog, carries enough toxin to kill around 10 grown adults. And here's the wild part. You don't even have to eat it. The poison is in its skin. Touch it with a cut on your hand, and the toxin can stop your heart. Indigenous hunters figured this out centuries ago. They rubbed blowgun darts on the frog's back, hence the name. One frog could poison dozens of darts. So it's gorgeous, it's tiny, it fits on a coin, and brushing it the wrong way can kill you. Honestly, nature's most beautiful things really have anger issues. It gets weirder. Pufferfish. Look at this face. The pufferfish is basically the golden retriever of the sea. Chubby, googly-eyed, swims around like it's just happy to be there. When it gets scared, it puffs up into a perfect spiky ball, which somehow makes it cuter, not scarier. Then humans decided to eat it, specifically the Japanese, who turned it into a delicacy called fugu. Here's the catch. The pufferfish carries tetrodotoxin in its liver, ovaries, and skin, a toxin around 1,200 times more poisonous than cyanide. There is no antivenom. A single fish has enough of it to kill 30 adults, and it's so potent that mishandling the knife can transfer enough toxin to the meat to kill the person eating it, which is why fugu chefs in Japan train for years and need a special license. One slip, one tiny bit of organ left in, and the meal kills the customer. Diners experience numb lips, paralysis, and full consciousness while their lungs stop working. People still line up to eat it, pay hundreds of dollars. For the thrill, humans really looked at a fish that smiles at you and went, yeah, but what if dinner? It gets weirder. Box jellyfish. This next one is barely an animal. It's basically a ghost. The box jellyfish drifts through tropical waters almost completely transparent, with delicate ribbon-like tentacles trailing behind it. It looks peaceful, ethereal, almost spiritual. It's also the most venomous marine creature on Earth. Those pretty floating tentacles can stretch up to 3 meters long, and every inch of them is covered with millions of microscopic stinging cells. Brush against one and they all fire at once, injecting venom that attacks your heart, your nervous system, and your skin all simultaneously. Here's the worst part. It doesn't kill you in minutes. It kills you in seconds. Some victims die before they reach the beach. The pain is so extreme that people have gone into cardiac arrest from the shock alone, before the venom even gets a chance. And because the jellyfish is nearly invisible in water, swimmers don't see it coming. You don't get to dodge a ghost. So no, not a peaceful sea creature. Floating high-voltage murder ribbon dressed up as an art installation. Nature looked at jellyfish and went, but make it instant. And the next one, you've seen on 1,000 cereal boxes. Cow. This next animal is one you've absolutely never imagined on a list like this. The cow. Yeah, that cow. The friendly farm cow that lives on cereal boxes and children's drawings. The animal we associate with milk, peace, and lazy afternoons in a field. Cows kill an average of 22 Americans every year. That's more than sharks, alligators, and wolves combined in the US. According to the CDC, the cause of death is almost always blunt force trauma to the head or chest. A cow that weighs 700 kilos and panics inside a pen turns into a wrecking ball with hooves. Most victims are farmers, ranchers, and family members, crushed against fences, kicked in the head, or trampled when a cow protecting her calf decides you're the threat. And here's the strangest part. A third of these deaths come from cows that had already shown aggressive behavior before. The owners knew. The cow had warned them. They went back in anyway. Friendly face, big calm eyes, chews grass. Statistically more dangerous than the apex predator of every movie poster. The literal symbol of peaceful countryside. Outkills the sharks of every beach. Cassowary. Imagine an emu had a child with a velociraptor. That's the cassowary. It's a giant flightless bird from Australia and New Guinea. Vivid blue head, bright red wattle, and a weird helmet on top like it just left a costume party. People who see one for the first time usually say, "Aw, what a colorful bird." People who see two for the first time start running. The cassowary stands almost 6 feet tall, can sprint at 50 kilometers an hour through dense jungle, and is widely called the world's most dangerous bird. The reason isn't its beak. It's the feet. Each foot has a 5-inch dagger-like claw on the inner toe. The cassowary kicks forward with terrifying force, and that claw doesn't just cut, it disembowels. There are documented cases of cassowaries killing people, including a 16-year-old boy in 1926 and a man in Florida in 2019, killed by his own pet. They're not aggressive by default, but corner one, surprise one, or be near one with food, and the colorful party bird turns into a leg-mounted blade. A bird, with kicks that gut you, wearing a hat. Honestly, evolution was just showing off. Stonefish. Look at this rock. Just a normal, ugly little rock sitting on the seafloor. Bumpy, gray-brown, covered in algae, totally unremarkable. You'd step right over it. Or worse, you'd step right on it. Surprise, that's not a rock, that's a stonefish, the most venomous fish in the entire ocean. The stonefish has spent millions of years evolving to look exactly like the seafloor it lives on. It doesn't hide near the rocks, it hides as the rock. Even trained divers walk past them without noticing. And along its back, 13 sharp spines, each one connected to a venom gland. Step on one and those spines punch straight through your foot, through the rubber sole of a sandal, through a wetsuit, doesn't matter. The pain has been described as the worst pain a human can experience. Survivors have begged to have the limb amputated just to make it stop. Without antivenom, the toxin can kill you in hours. And every year, people get stung simply because they couldn't tell rock from fish. A fish pretending to be a rock. successfully for millions of years. One left, inland taipan. And here it is, number 1. After the rocks, the rings, the colors, the kicks, the spines, the deadliest of them all looks like absolutely nothing. Meet the inland taipan, a modest, brownish snake from the dry interior of Australia. No flashy colors, no threatening size. It's slender, shy, and spends most of its life avoiding humans. You'd walk past one and assume it was just a regular snake having a regular day. It carries the most toxic venom of any land animal on Earth. A single bite delivers enough neurotoxin to kill around 100 adult humans, 50 times more potent than a cobra's venom. The toxin shuts down nerves, paralyzes muscles, and can stop your heart. Untreated, you'd be dead in less than an hour. So why isn't this snake famous? Because it's so reclusive that almost no one ever encounters one. There's anti-venom, and confirmed human deaths in the wild are essentially zero. The deadliest land animal alive is also one of the most polite. Of every animal on this list, the one with the most lethal venom on Earth is the one that just wants to be left alone. I'm Croc. See you in the next one.